Thought I'd do a quick review here on the deluxe palm and knife set made by Flexcut. Made for beginner carvers. It's kind of the first thing I got here. Been using it for a few months now, and I don't know, they seem to be doing a pretty good job, although I've never used anything else, but it's about 170 bucks Canadian, I think. Comes out to around 25 bucks a tool with tax, so you're really not saving much if you're buying each tool separately, but they have smaller sets to start off with, but I wanted the extra few tools, and I'm glad I did it now because I use them all the time. So you can see here it's got the number 3 gouge, 3/8, 9 millimeters wide, the number 6, 5/6 of an inch, 8 millimeters wide, a 70-degree V tool, 1/4 inch wide, a 5/16 skew, and a 1/8 number 11 gouge veiner. Which the veiner and the V tool are great for doing the hair textures and whatnot. It's got the can 12, just your main carving knife for taking off a lot of stock at one time. It's got the pointed blade for your detail knife. It's nice and sharp. It's got the pelican knife for cuts well against the grain, I guess, and whatnot, and can kind of cut or carve concave surfaces. It's got the little mini detail knife, which I use a lot too. I'm really glad I got that one. So I'll open it up here. Let's see, you see it's empty. But all the knives did fit in here nicely. And then all the palm gouges fit in here. There was a bit of an issue with this when I would try to open it. There was one of the palm gouges would always get stuck, and this fucking thing would always get stuck, and eventually I broke it, I pulled it, and I broke the box. So it's just a little piece of crap box anyway. Had some other tools and whatnot, so I wanted to put together a little toolbox anyway, so they're actually sitting over in here. So there's your mini detail knife. They do come sharp right out of the box. It comes with the Flexcut slip strop. Or no, it doesn't. Never mind. You should buy it. But if you're going to buy these, I'd recommend you buy that right away because you need it to keep the tips sharp. They're all nice and sharp. So I got the mini detail there. You got the large detail knife. It's got about 1.25 inches. Maybe 1.5 inches blade on there. It's nice and sharp. It's got the tip so you can get into the corners. I could use a polish right now, actually. What we got here? So you got the stock cutting knife. It's actually not very sharp right now. I actually took a little chip out of it. You'll be able to see it. I had my piece in the vise and I slipped and hit the vise with it. Don't do that. Don't hit metals with these. And there's a pelican knife. I haven't used it a whole heck of a lot, to be honest with you, but I'm sure I'll find more uses for it eventually. And I do also just have this little Groman detail knife, which is a really thin blade. It's really sharp. It's a great little knife, actually. Costs about 50 bucks. A little more expensive, but handmade in Canada. Got like that. Yeah, so that's where the knives were. The gouges are just over here. They're a lot more safer in here than in that little piece of crap box, but so this just flips out. Bit of a tight squeeze right now because it's brand new, but that's okay. It's the way we like it. You got the skew there, 5/16 inch. You can see it's about the length of my fingers, probably about 4 inches or 3.5 inches wide. pretty comfortable in your hand. I haven't had too many issues other than when you're using the U-gouge and the veiner there. You'll want to wear, I'm not really into wearing the glove like everybody else does. I can't get a good grip, and I haven't cut myself too much, so just waiting for the big one, I guess, though. But these things, when you're holding and pushing the little veiner and V-tool, I've got quite a few cuts with that, so I do have a, well, here, I'll show you right now. I got to get the Flexcut. There's a Flexcut slip strop you should buy with it. Different prices all over the place. I got this one for 15 bucks, where I see they're 35 bucks on Amazon and whatnot, or at some other carving stores. So definitely shop around to see where you can get the best deals. So it's just got the leather there. You rub the rubbing compound on there, or the yellow wax type compound, and well, here, maybe we'll just do one quick. Pop this in every which way. I'm just going to do a little bit here, as a pain in the ass with one hand. And you'll just lay this down with the blade. Go the other way. Bring it back. Try to hold that blade consistently, right? You can feel it when it slides across there, nice and smooth on the polish. Now, if I'm not doing this quite right, you can be more than happy to take your advice, because I'm a beginner. So, there's a flex strobe. Oh yeah, there's my little finger guard. It's just hockey tape with, I bought a glove at the dollar store, cut the finger off and just wrapped it full of duct tape. I haven't had an issue since I've been wearing these. But it did come with some handy dandy band-aids, which I did use the first couple of days, but luckily there's still some in there, so I've been doing a little better lately. Anyway, that's the Flexcut deluxe palm and knife set. I'd recommend it for beginners. I wouldn't recommend going any cheaper than this, because you want the tools to be sharp, and these things hold a good edge. If you don't have good tools when you're beginning, you'll have a hell of a time making any good cuts, because these things can cut like butter as long as you keep them sharp. And if you got this slip strope, you won't have to sharpen them in a long time if you keep up with stroping them. So I actually don't have some ceramic. I'm gonna get the ceramic Pops ceramic sharpening stones from chipping away, so I can fix up the damaged blade here and get to using that knife again, because you can really notice it, and when you're trying to cut through, it just cuts and it leaves a big mark right through the wood. It's pretty horrible, but yep, that's her.